gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1,250.
Cause the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, and it gives me 1250. 1012, that gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1250.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Elijah Robert-Mahdi Soto show. I don't know what we're doing yet, fully how we're starting this off, but I'm here. We're live. We're doing this now. This camera keeps going in and out on me. We're gonna work with it. If I have to switch the webcam, we will. But for now, enjoy the crispy clean display here. We're gonna fix up the background. We're gonna dial it in, but this is just exciting. It's been a long time coming. I'm hoping that audio is sounding good. Let me get a listen real quick. Dial it in. Your boy need to check the streams. Okay, just give me a second. Crispy clean display here. We're gonna fix up the background. We're gonna dial it in. But, we going hard. We going hard. Yo, if you in here, come on. How does it look? How's it sound? This is the first new and improved stream. We out here. Latency's not too bad. All right. Yo, we on the mic. Yo, we running it. I'll stop with this. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Elijah Robert-Mahdi Soto show. We're in full cause to become. Get up right here. We're going hard, but I just want to talk to you guys about something real today. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I know we're thinking about our lives, our schools, our careers, all this stuff, but excuse me, fam. But the biggest thing is, like, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I think there are some things that are going to start to rapidly change. And That's from a mind standpoint, a mental cognitive, the way that we think about the world, the paradigms that we existed in are no longer here. So we have to shift our paradigm. There's too many anomalies. And so we're seeing that the change is taking place right now in real time. Like we're live streaming the fucking change right now, bro. It's crazy. So I'm glad you guys are here with me, and it's really cool to see, even a couple people join. But if not, we're just here, bro. And I want to talk a little bit today about the unseen perspectives in all of this. First off, let's start with this. There has been no oil flow in the Strait of Hormuz. No Gulf Coast country oil. No, it's just not happening. So what does that mean? Basically, energy is going to is rapidly increasing in how expensive it is because the quantity has reduced, but the demands are still continuing and people are depleting their reserves. So it's getting crazy. And when energy goes up, everything goes up. And not only is it just energy going up in price, there's an entire disruption to the total volume on the market, let alone the fertilizer, let alone everything else that's happening in the world, all the various areas of conflict, all the various areas of tension. I mean, let me bring up one thing that I think is important right now. The bees. 70% of last year's bees for the beekeepers died. What does that mean? That means our domestic food security is in danger, devoid of any of fertilizer, any of that stuff. Everyone in the world is already in a tough spot. Gas prices are going up. This is the lowest they'll be for a while. That's where we're at. Boom, boom, bop, 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 bop. We in the middle of it, baby. We in the middle of the fall, but it's all right. We here, we out here, and we're still trying to figure it out. So with that, I want to bring to light a perspective that honestly, I'm just watching this myself, and I'm like, you know what? If I can live stream this, let's do it. So I figured it out. Boom, boom, boom. Now let's roll. So let's switch to scene 2 here. Sorry, I just wanted to show you that it was a crispy little switch like that, bitch. No, this is my first time, bro. I'm really having fun with this. It's anyways, let's go. So this is Dr. Morandi. Hey, homie's out of Iran. He's on the negotiation teams. He's assisting them. It's like, I'm not trying to say which side or whatever. We're just trying to look at everything. It's all data. And we're just hold on. It's all data, baby. You know what it is? So we're just looking at it. We're having a good time. That's all we can do. We're just people. We're just observers. All right? So let's just observe the totality of the data. Let's take a look. Oh, I gotta do it this way. How do I do it? Oh man. There. Boom. Done with the hand stuff. We'll figure it out. Let's go.
Welcome back into the studio again, Professor Morandi from the University of Tehran and one of the best insiders into the situation in Iran. Professor, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's always a pleasure.
Well, Professor, I think today we really need to discuss what is going on with the Strait of Hormuz. We obviously hear a lot coming from the Trump administration. Yesterday here in the United States, the message was that the United States has won. Trump has been victorious. The strait is now open. Everything is going back to normal. We saw the oil prices start to crash. But I think there's a lot of uncertainty there because as of the time of this recording on Saturday morning, we start to see that the strait is not, in fact, open, that Iran still has a lot of control. So I think there's a lot of confusion, certainly in the media. And I would like to get to talk to the expert and really understand what's going on with the Strait of Hormuz right now. A quick note before we get started. Professor Morandi tuned in live from Iran. Unfortunately, his internet connection wasn't the most stable. Therefore, the video quality is going to be a little unstable in today's interview. However, the audio quality is perfect. And most importantly, his message is the one that we need to hear.
I just appreciate this guy. Thank you so much for narrating this so kindly, Mr. Cyrus Jansen. You have 1 million followers or subscribers, so apparently I'm supposed to know you. I don't. Apologies. But sup, playa? I appreciate that.
To understand the truth about Iran. Let's begin.
When the United States asked for ceasefire, there were negotiations that took place, and ultimately the United States accepted the Iranian 10-point plan for the framework negotiations, and that's when the the fighting ended. In the ceasefire that ultimately was agreed upon, the whole of the region was supposed to go quiet. And so the fighting in Lebanon, the Israeli onslaught, and the genocidal attacks were supposed to stop. And Iran was supposed to open the Strait of Hormuz for increased traffic, including ships that are from countries that are hostile towards Iran, like the Emiratis and Qatar and Saudi Arabia, which hosted U.S. troops and still host U.S. troops and were complicit in the war. What Netanyahu did was he tried to destroy the ceasefire. So the global economy is going downhill very fast, thanks to Netanyahu and Trump. After 40 days of aggression, the war stops. There's an opportunity to get energy flowing out of the Strait of Hormuz, and Netanyahu wrecks that possibility. So he starts carpet bombing cities in Lebanon, slaughtering women and children. Western media looks away, or they pretend that these are Hezbollah strongholds or whatever. They use that sort of language to justify the genocide, but these were just buildings and homes and kids being slaughtered. In fact, I spoke to a couple of journalists in Beirut, Western journalists, and I complained and I said, "Why are you saying in your reports Hezbollah strongholds or Hezbollah targets?" And both of them said that this is not our wording. My wording. Both of them said that. And let's say the editor or whatever does this. And I said, doesn't make a difference. You're complicit. It's in your name. Netanyahu destroyed the ceasefire. And so so Iran had to block the ships from those hostile countries that were involved in the war, helping the United States. And it took 10 days until the United States basically pushed and forced the Israeli regime to accept the ceasefire. Iran made some threats, but it kept the Strait of Hormuz closed. The global economic crisis is getting worse by the minute, and ultimately the regime accepted the ceasefire. It still violates it, but more or less it's quiet in Lebanon. So Iran opened the Strait of Hormuz. But a couple of days earlier, Trump imposed an embargo on Iranian ports because Iran, due to the violation of the Israeli regime of the ceasefire, did not open the strait to new extra traffic. The Americans imposed an embargo. So now that the Israeli regime has accepted this, Iran said we'll open the strait, but Trump said that I'm going to keep the siege on Iranian ports in place.
Right.
And when he said that, the Iranians decided to reverse their decision. Said, okay, if you're going to violate the ceasefire, because this is a violation, you're now blockading our ports. We were not implementing the ceasefire because of Israel, because they were violating the deal. Now that they've stopped violating the deal, we are opening the strait to new traffic, but you say you're not going to halt the siege. So we're not going to allow traffic to flow.
Bro, come on, man. Come on. Like, it's so very clear that the whole ceasefire thing is just a bit like it's a big show, man. The craziest part that I think that most people are really wondering is just like, are we really about to implement the draft? Like, really? That's great. That's crazy, bro. But before then, bro, obviously everyone's thinking, yo, false flag type shit, type she. Like that's what everyone's thinking, bro. It's simple. Come on. But thinking about also everything that's going on with like the economic side of this. Bro, the delay, the latency between what's happening there when it comes to the impact on total energy supply, fertilizer supply, also the concept of any and all trade, global trade, secured global trade, like the whole system, bro. And because of this, we have tons of financial bubbles right now that once this starts to impact, it's gonna wreck the whole financial system, bro. Bro, I'm not even trying to laugh, bro. Not even. But it's kind of like, damn, that's tough as fuck. So I'm gonna let homie keep cooking here, but I mean, come on, man. We know what it is. This shit is really going down, bro. That is really like oil that is not flowing. Zero. Boom.
So basically, it's Trump who's preventing the Strait of Hormuz from being open. Until now, it was the Israelis. Now it's Trump. So this is where we are. And meanwhile, the global economy is heading towards catastrophe. I've read today that within a week or two, we're going to enter a new stage of crisis. And then within 3 to 4 weeks, we're going to enter a catastrophic phase. I'm not an expert. I think you know more about these things than I, but right now the Strait of Hormuz could be opened, but Trump is failing to do so. And I have a feeling, and this is just my personal interpretation, I've no idea if it's right or wrong. I usually don't listen to Trump. When he speaks, sometimes I'm even invited on shows and they ask me to discuss Trump's latest statement. And I say I don't listen to Trump. I read the headlines, but I don't waste my time because Trump is always saying, all sorts of different things. One day he'll say one thing, the next day he'll say something completely different. In one sentence, he'll say one thing, in the next sentence, something else. I don't pay attention anymore. I really don't.
I think that's art of the deal right there, baby. Art of the deal is like, bro, how you about to threaten a whole civilization will be exterminated tonight? Like, bruh, what? Okay, Trump. This is what I was saying. Trump is a freaking gangster campaign president, dog. Hey, you put him up there, beam, bop, boom. Hey, to a camera, talk to me, baby. Trump got it, bro. He is. He's a TV dude. But we are talking about serious war, bro. We talking about real shit, bro. This is not a drill, motherfucker. This is not this is not a drill, bro. Trump is the worst person to have when you have to actually make serious decisions. Now, it's not to say that the entirety of the presidency and the concept that it is supposed to exist shouldn't be serious, not in things outside of war as well. But it's to say, motherfucker, he's a campaign machine, dog. That is a campaign. What happened is this, okay? This is what happened. This is exactly what happened. Trump is a campaign machine. What happened is the actor who plays the actor who plays Jason Bourne, right? That he's not actually Jason Bourne, Like that's not actually who he is, Like the guy who plays Iron Man is not actually Iron Man. Trump plays a great president, but I mean, commander in chief. Listen, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, if you use your brain, you feel it. So let's take a look at a little bit more of real news. And now, obviously, propaganda, psyops, all that stuff. Yeah, of course, psyops all around. Everything's psyops, bro. Your own discernment. Again, we're taking in data. Let's take in some data, baby.
Don't at all. I'll just check the headlines at most. But these tweets were interesting to me in the sense that there could be a logic behind them. There may not be a logic. It may just be Trump being Trump. But there could be a logic. And that logic could be that Trump wants to justify another war. So he may be saying that Iran did this, Iran agreed to that, Iran agreed to A, B, C, D, E, and F. Basically, what the tweets were saying yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, absolute surrender. It was, total capitulation from based on the Trump tweets. And then 2-3 days later, he will say that, well, the Iranians promised to do all these things, but they're not doing it. All fake, all made up, but still. So I have to open the Strait of Hormuz. I have to bomb Iran. I have to bomb them into submission. And this is, of course, what the Israelis want. This is the whole war from the beginning was about the Israeli regime and the Zionist lobby, as Joe Kent pointed out in his resignation letter, and as we all already knew anyway, but Joe Kent being a the highest ranking anti or counter-terrorist or counterintelligence officer.
Hey, pause, bruh. Pause real quick on Joey Kento. On Joey K. Listen, I don't know. But Tim Dillon said this, and this was absolutely hilarious. He said Joe Kent's like a grown-up clavicular. And honestly, bruh, I could see it. 100% I could see it. But I do just gotta say that respect to respect. But I mean is he really out of the CIA? But then again, it's all just data, right? Like he's saying a lot of things that are probably true. I think at a certain point in time when it's so egregious what's going on, I mean, the truth is like propaganda, I guess. I mean, so that's definitely understandable. But I don't know, bro. You got to realize everyone be having motives, kind of sus. You guys should assess what my motives are. It's very clear to see what my motives. No, I'm just playing, bro. I don't know what the heck's going on, bro. We're just watching the data and we're seeing it unfold in real time. And I think this is an important thing to put out here, and I want to provide my commentary on it. So let's keep going.
In the United States, a Trump appointee. For him to say it, that makes our suspicions fact.
Right.
So the Zionists want another war, and basically, if there is another war, I think that then that would mean that global economic depression will be a certainty, because Iran is, as we speak, preparing for war. The Iranian armed forces has not been on vacation. They see the U.S. reinforcing. They see the Israelis reinforcing.
Yeah, bro. No. Everyone's just chilling right now, bro. Yeah, everyone's just like, oh, bro, we're drinking coconuts on the beach, bro. No, what are you talking about? This is like the time in between sets right now, bro. Like, yeah, I'm chilling, but I'm also like cooling down, thinking about my next set. I'm also like, all right, what's the game plan? I need a little more range of motion on the next one. I'm also like, bro, maybe I should just skirt, bro. I'm not even trying to hit that next set. Type sheet. Unfortunately, no. It seems like I think we're gonna hit the next set. I think that's gonna happen. So let's hope for the best. No spotter arms. We're just raw dogging a back squat max right now. Just raw dogging it, bro. I hope you know how to bail, man. If you don't know how to bail, you're getting. Ooh, that's tough. You better know how to bail, my boy. So as an entity, as the nation states, do they know how to bail? I don't know, but we as human beings, we could do our own thing as this stuff starts to change. Because, yeah, boy, global economic collapse does sound like a big one, dog. Like, boom, boom. Yeah, hit him with the 1-2 McGregor, my boy. Everybody got big. Bro, global economic collapse, bro. That's tough, man. Added to the resume of what Gen Z's just like, we out here just like, yo, I should buy a house. Whoa, inflation, bro. Like, bro, what is happening? Pandemic, this, bro. Yeah, that's insane. But hey, fuck it, we ball.
So the Iranians are doing the same. And meanwhile, the global economy is moving closer to catastrophe. And if the United States strikes, I think the Iranians will allow them to take some territory and deal with them in the counteroffensives and strike them with missiles and drones. And they will start destroying tankers. And as the United States strikes Iranian targets, Iran will strike the Israeli regime and these Arab family dictatorships in the Persian Gulf who are totally complicit in this war. The only difference, though, is that we're already in crisis mode, and the destruction of these.
Bro, that's so tough, man. Like, I guess ultimately what people are realizing is that just across the board, it's just the free people of the world versus the Epstein class, my boy. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, that's not even anything new. That is very simple, right? It's the free people of the world versus the Epstein class, right? Like, The people who are like, because we all have differences and stuff too. Like a lot of people are on the same side right now simply for the fact they're like, hey, like, come on, I'm not about being like being controlled by the Epstein class type sheet. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I'm done with that shit, bro. Come on, so that's how we're all united, real talk. But that's globally, bro, because like you're seeing here, like a lot of the heads of state of a lot of these places, bro, it ain't and nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun, my boy. So no one's on nobody's team. We're all just like, bro, wherever you're living in the world, you got to figure out what's going on and adapt for where your feet are. So, in America, we got that freedom of speech. Boy, you better use that freedom of speech, boy. You better use that freedom of speech, boy. You better absolutely use that freedom of speech. 100%. Use it now. Go, 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 go. Speak. Talk your shit, little boy. Talk your shit. Real talk. Talk true shit. That's why we putting this on. Let's go.
Oil and gas installations will basically seal the fate of the global economy on the one hand, but also the Persian Gulf is entering the hot season, and you know what that means. The humidity and heat in these countries will become intolerable without electricity and without the infrastructure intact. If the United States starts striking Iran's critical infrastructure, Iran will retaliate because these countries are all complicit. In a month from now, in a month and roughly, it will start to become intolerable. People won't be able to tolerate.
Right.
And so you will literally see people overnight in the millions fleeing across the Arabian Peninsula in their cars, leaving the region. I think all the regimes would collapse. And so when they collapse, that means that's the end. That means there's no more oil and gas or fertilizer or petrochemicals or helium from this region for maybe years. Who knows? So
Right.
If this interpretation of mine is correct,
My boy. Yo, that's like tough, bro. That is very tough. That's tough AF. It's tough AF, my boy. You hear me? That is tough AF. And honestly, I don't think most Americans and most people don't even know. Don't even know. What this came out 7 hours ago, my boy. Bruh. You see what I mean? We up today. We on that front line of human consciousness in the present now, my boy. Do you understand? Gang, that's happening right now. Wild. But fuck it, we ball, right? But if you're here with me right now, I appreciate you. And if you're watching this later, I appreciate you too. And if you never watch this, bro, I still appreciate you. I'm just an appreciative individual. Let's get back into this.
I have no idea if it is, then I think we should expect an American assault at any time now. It could even be before the end of the ceasefire, because the United States does not have any moral compass. I mean, we are negotiating, and before the 12-day war, and the U.S. was secretly conspiring to attack us with the Israeli regime. Before this war, we were negotiating, and the United States was, even though there was progress, it was planning and ultimately it carried out a war against Iran. So there's no reason to believe that as we're negotiating, or as we're in the middle of a ceasefire, that the United States will not assault Iran.
Everyone, I hope you're enjoying today's interview with Professor Mahdi. He's one of the best sources of information on the Iran war, and it's an honor to bring conversations like this to the channel. But none of it would be possible without our sponsors. And today, I want to show you a tool.
Hey, hold on, we gotta skip the ad, my boy. What the paid sponsorship, my boy? Get out of here.
Yeah, thank you for that intro, Professor. And I think what's interesting that we need to also see is
trying to hit us with an ad like that, bro. Get out of here, bro. Like, come on. You know what's tough, bro, is when because I pay for YouTube Premium. Let's keep it a buck, right? when you pay for YouTube Premium and then they still be putting them ads in them things, I just can't even imagine what the fuck the experience is like if you're not paying for YouTube Premium, you have ads on ads on ad. It's so many ads. YouTube Premium is the best investment ever. If you're anyone who like is doing anything in the world and you like if you want to better yourself in any capacity and you're trying to learn and grow and stay up to date and like be on the cutting edge of like the human existence, like that's us. What's up? Get YouTube Premium, bro. It's too many ads, man. Your time is way too valuable. It really is. And they know that. These motherfuckers, they know that. But it's still true.
See Donald Trump. Usually every Friday evening, there's a lot of positive news for Donald Trump. Obviously, that's when the stock market ends. There was another trader that made hundreds of millions of dollars shorting oil right before this announcement. But then now it's the weekend, and we have clips of Donald Trump saying that there's a potential that we're going to bomb Iran again. So I think your actual prediction here is pretty accurate. I think that for many people, they realize that this war is not over, but that it probably is getting ready to shift into another gear, which ultimately could see another attack from the United States. But I do want to ask one question. You mentioned Lebanon, and I think it's important to talk about because I was listening to Robert Pape, who is a professor from the University of Chicago. He said a really interesting one about the ceasefire. He says the Israel-Lebanon truce isn't just a ceasefire, it's a signal for the future. For the first time in decades, the United States is actively constraining the Israeli military in the middle of a war, and that doesn't happen without a major shift in power. He's basically alluding to the fact that Iran has leverage in here because that was obviously one of Iran's demands, that the attacks in Lebanon stop. Can you talk a little bit more about Iran's position now? Do the Iranians feel that they have gained some leverage in this, that they've been able to show the world that they in fact can have a critical choke point on the world economy and that they are definitely going to have some say into how things go in the future?
Yes, I think that Iran has shocked people across the world. Many did not expect Iran to perform so extraordinarily well in defending their country on the battlefield and people on the streets, keeping the country stable and quiet and peaceful. There was no rush to gas stations. There was no rush to buy bread or to supermarkets or anything like that, even during the first few days of the war after Ayatollah Khamenei was martyred. So there's a lot of surprise, and even diplomats who've contacted me or
Bro, you gotta admit that is crazy, man. They're really just like existing in our normal level of society right now while bombs are dropping like on the regular. Insane, bro. Like the first couple days when there was like as Mr. Ritter said, like death fire raining in Iran, blah, 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 death fire. It's like I think it was Scott Ritter. I don't know. But it's like, bro, when we like they've been through some stuff. All I'm trying to say, bro, that's a hard group of people right there, and they honestly are very eclectic and modern and poetic and like, bro, like, come on. I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but we have a totally wrong misconception about the people of Iran. Like, they totally like like bros in an Uber, like texting, trying to get some DoorDash, and then all of a sudden bombs are dropping. You're just like, bro, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy, Not to say that it's any better or any worse than any person based off of like what their current level of existence or status, socioeconomic status, or whatever the fuck. I'm just saying it's like why people always think it never happens to them. That's the fucked up crazy part about this shit, man. You're just like chilling, getting to Starbucks, just rolling, like hit Panda Express, get some Starbucks or whatever, just cruising, and then just you're like, what the fuck? Like, that's insane. That's insane. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously insane across the board, but you see what I'm trying to say? Let's listen.
Senior analysts, some of whom you would know, they've spoken with me and spoken of their surprise. Many people in Iran were not surprised. Many were, but many of us, I think, believe that this this is how it was going to play out. I would say that Iran actually did better than I had expected, but I was confident that Iran would succeed. But what has happened is that the Strait of Hormuz, Iran never intended to take the Strait of Hormuz, take control of the Strait of Hormuz. And it was only because of what the Arab regimes in the Persian Gulf and the United States did to Iran that Iran took this decision. And that changes the balance of power in the region. It gives Iran and its allies much extra power. It enhances their capabilities, and it weakens Iran's adversaries, whether it's Trump or Netanyahu or the Israeli regime or their proxies. So my belief.
Hey, if you're just joining right now, yo, we cooking. I don't know. I just tossed up the stream. We're seeing what we're doing right now, and we got some breaking news 7 hours ago up on here, and I'm giving my Tim Dillon comedic commentary on it. So let's see how we run it. And the DSLR died, bruh, but we're gonna have a nice, we're gonna have a juicy webcam footage. It's gonna be top tier, baby. Anyways, back to it.
Is that the United States, the world is turning against Israel, the Israeli regime, across the world. It's been going on for 2.5 years. And it is despised now, more or less. Even like in places where initially it was different, like in exceptions to the rule, like in India, from what I'm hearing from India, the Israeli regime is losing ground, in a significant way.
Hey, bro, he's saying even the Indians ain't fucking with it no more. No comment. Anyways.
So people have come to despise it, and then they see that the Israeli regime's war of aggression against Iran is causing them problems. It's leading their countries towards, again, the example of India. The Indian government under Modi has been very friendly to this regime, and yet the war that they impose on Iran is having a very negative impact on India. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're not seeing what's going to happen. What's happening is much worse than what's already visible to us. So Netanyahu and the Israelis don't care about India or the Indian people. And so as the situation gets worse, people are going to get more angry with Trump and Netanyahu and Zionism. So,
bro, but see, like that, why, bro? Why they were just rage baiting all these people, bro? Like everyone's gonna turn against, be like, oh, it's them boys. Like, come on, man. Why? It's so much deeper, bro. It's so much deeper. It's just so sad to see when tensions get high, how everyone just breaks off into they just break off. It's the black people, it's the immigrants, it's this, it's that, it's that. It's like, bro, like your brain is retarded, bro. Your brain is, come on, like what? But unfortunately, it's a lack of the ability to realize that the external sometimes is a mirror or a reflection of what's going on internally. So people have this internal prejudice and hate, blah, 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 and it's like, and they're like, but on like a scale of like they'll kill, like, and they'll destroy and they'll bomb and they'll nuke and they'll every last one of you, like, bro, it's tough. But most people seem to be NPCs in my analysis so far. So it's unfortunate. It is unfortunate. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of hatred for groups of people. Anyone who's the problem group in a certain area is going to get all the blame because people are going to be compressed from every single angle. So it's going to be the easiest one. It's kind of like the old white lady that like when she kind of gets mad all of a sudden, then she just starts hitting some hard R's. It's just kind of how it happens, when people get pressed, when the old white lady feels threatened, she starts hitting some hard R's, and you're like, whoa, dang, grandma hit him with the hard R. Yeah, bro. Like when people feel they press into a corner, they start. So it's going to be interesting.
in the United States, people are turning against the Israeli regime, according to polls.
Right.
But also, and this is the point I want to get to. But also, what I believe that the Iranians are doing is that by putting economic pressure on the United States, it is raising a question in the United States that how far does the United States go and continue to be Israeli first and America last?
Right.
And how bad does it have to get before the elites in the United States, whether they're captured, whether they're compromised, whether they're bribed, whatever it is, or a combination, Epstein and so on, whatever, where they have to start saying, no, 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 here we have to take care of America. Things are going to get bad. If we don't do something, this is going to end badly for the United States. This is what Iran wants. Iran wants to see the United States take America first decisions. And so this ceasefire, and I may be wrong, but I think, and I'm not saying there's this sea change in U.S.-Israeli relations. I think that the chances of war are high, and I think the United States may attack Iran soon, and they will do it with the Israeli regime. And I think that the pressure that the United States put on the Israeli regime for a ceasefire had to do with the looming economic crisis.
Right.
And so the interests of the United States diverged from the interests of the Israeli regime. Now, of course, they always were separate. I personally consider Israel to be the enemy of the United States and the American people. But I mean, elites in the United States were saying, well, here we have to pursue our own interests and we have to push the Israelis to accept the ceasefire. That's what I mean. So I think that had something to do with it. And since Israel is no longer popular and people in the United States don't like it, it is, and the pressure is building, the economic pressure is building, that forced, and there was also the threat of Iran striking the Israelis with missiles. But I think that was basically, and of course it was the resistance of Lebanon. Hezbollah has done an extraordinary job over the past few weeks, which again shows how Western analysts always get things wrong. Because they said Hezbollah has fallen apart, Hezbollah is no longer a force in the region.
What's crazy in this world, man, is how all these things are concurrently happening. It's so wild to see like intense geopolitical commentary about like the current state of the world, simultaneous to like seeing some fantastic memes. And it's tough to just see like an absolute like banger drop on X, and then simultaneously an absolute like bomb is dropping. It's wild. And honestly, like we can't lose sight of the actual level of like, damn, when you fully come into it. But for comedic relief, it is a fucking hilarious thing that's occurring, honestly. And people are memeing this paradigm shift, this global economic, financial, societal collapse so goddamn well. Shout out some of the motherfuckers out here, real talk. But anyways, back to the real news.
And they really hit the Israelis hard during the last week. So the Hezbollah, the resistance, their supporters, all that true. But I think that the economic pressure that it's building made the Trump regime push Netanyahu towards accepting a ceasefire. I would. That's what I think probably happened.
Yeah, I would totally.
And
agree
that
with
I
you.
think is in line what you were saying about the professor at Chicago University.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that there's a lot of sentiment here in the United States that our politicians are certainly putting Israeli interest above our own. But at the end of the day, once the global economy is about to collapse, and we can see the gas prices are surging here in the United States. There's a lot of pessimism for the future. At some point, you're gonna.
Bruh, it's so much. It's like For anyone who's thinking about this and they're like not seeing what's really happening, I I don't understand. I don't understand what that's like. Um, it's so clear what's happening in the world, bro. Like Avengers Endgame, motherfucker. it's it's like that, dog. Um, so I would just say this, just real talk, like not trying to just continue to be like it's a lot of bad. It's yeah, it's fucked. Yeah, but at the same time, it's always been fucked. We've just been pretending it hasn't been, right? It's always been fucked. We've just been pretending it hasn't been. And now there's just no more pretending. So, all right. Finally, we're living in reality, baby. Let's go. I mean, like what? Like, that's all it is. And there's people who have been living in reality for a while. We'll get through.
Have to revert back to getting the world economy back on track. And I think you've hit that point very well. That's what forced Trump to go to Israel and say, look, you're going to have to stop this in Lebanon so that we can get an actual deal. But I want to go back to an interesting tweet that you sent that really talked about the opening of the Strait of Hormuz. And I think this is important for our viewers because, again, the message from Trump is, everything's open, everything's great, it's back to normal. There's these very vague statements, and I thought you put a really good clarity to this. You said there's three conditions with that opening up. The first is that only commercial ships are allowed to pass. Military vessels or shipments from belligerent parties are not permitted. The management and determination of which ships may pass also lies with Iran, and the transit occurs only via the route designated by Iran. So we can see that right now it looks like Iran remains to be in control of the strait. Do you see this continuing for the future? I mean, is this going to be, have we now entered a phase where Iran is always going to be in charge of what's going in and out of the strait and really having a tremendous amount of leverage in this world economy for the future?
Yes, I think that's how it's going to be for now. And then the United States will try to probably assault Iran soon to dislodge Iran, but it's not going to work. And it's only going to make things worse for the world and for the United States and for everyone. But it's not going to work. Iran does not want to control the world economy. It doesn't want to take anything hostage. Iran wants to make sure that in future, the United States does not rebuild bases in the Persian Gulf so that it can wage a future war again. And it wants reparations from those Arab regimes in the Persian Gulf that have helped the United States carry out this war against Iran. And if there is a new war, that is going to increase their costs because the war can only take place through their territory. If the United States was not able to use the territory of these regimes in the Persian Gulf, they would not be able to wage this war.
Right.
Both the 40-day war and the continuation of the war, of the Ramadan war, whether it's a new war or the same war, phase two, doesn't matter. Without these regimes, the United States can't do it. So Iran wants to make sure that these regimes no longer become a foothold for the U.S. military to launch operations against Iran.
Professor, I want to ask you about.
Bro, ultimately, I think the point of this is there are a lot of voices and viewpoints that are being silent, suppressed, and a lot of viewpoints that are being intentionally and unintentionally amplified, right? We got to do our research here, bro. We got to look at all multiple sources and like really start to figure out what's happening. But when it comes to like fundamentally just understanding the facts on this, the facts are it's fucked. So then the next fact that we want to try to clear up is, all right, well, what does our individual life look like in the next 6 to 12 months? Right? That's where we want to be and what we want to start looking at. And I think that's the consideration that everyone's going to have to make individually. And I hope that this isn't your first time hearing alternative perspectives like this. Because that's going to be a tough 100 pivot, tough U-turn, tough pivot to make right now. But at the same time, if it's not and you're aware, that's kind of the people that I'm talking to and reaching out to is if you're awake and you understand that there are different perspectives in the world and we need to take it all in as data and to be able to make the best decision and you're like definitely against the Epstein class, like come on bro, that's like the kind of an easy one. Uh then I guess we're gonna talk more. I wanted to get this stream up here right now so that you guys could see what this is like. That I have other scenes that I'll be building out and doing. Obviously, I think we have like a full screen one here. See, I gotta fix this. Hold on, we're gonna fix it. Ah, beautiful. See, now this should be the full screen for the DSLR. It's gonna be a much nicer feed. You guys are gonna, it's gonna be crispy and juicy, baby. We're gonna get into some shit, some real shit, and I'll have more stuff planned. We'll go through X stuff. We'll go through those types of things. But yeah, we're gonna keep dialing it in here because it's a crazy time in the world right now, and I hope I can provide you guys with my unique perspective. At the very least, hear you guys out, answer questions. You all want to talk shit, whatever it is, and then also, because it's going to be very high quality. It's going to be clean and crispy. We're going to clip the fuck out of this shit. And then we'll make this like an actual full show and stuff. And, it'll be something that we continue to progress. But for now, I appreciate you guys being here. Your boys got to get some sleep, get ready, get prepped because we're about to hit this full scale, full force come here in the next week. This was a little tester. But for now, my name is Elijah Robert-Mahdi Soto. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Please keep your mind open. And I just absolutely am excited to go to the library now. And there's certain denominations of currency that have pyramids on them. And those are really my favorite type because those ones are the ones that have the most airtime, those ones just, and it's just so beautiful to see them flutter sometimes. But also that pyramid is important. The US wasn't around when there were pyramids, so why is there a pyramid on our money? Anyway, Stratton Oakmont, and with that, I'll send us out into the intro. I don't know. Peace out.
1012, that gives me 1,250.
Towards the becoming of your higher self.
Job's not finished. This is the cause to become.
1012, that gives me 1,250.